Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo guys, balik lagi bersama aku Sivan Rufitri Olisti. Nah, di video part 2 ini kan yang udah aku sampaikan di video part pertama tuh, aku bakal wawancara narasumber aku yang dari Australia. Nah, sebenarnya narasumber aku yang dari Australia ini, beliau itu asal Indonesia asli. Beliau teman SMA ibu aku. Nah, tapi udah tinggal lama di Australia dari tahun 2001. So, mau tahu kan apa aja yang aku wawancarai sama beliau, entah itu dari sistem pendidikan di Australia atau cara beliau mengatasi homesick di Australia dan yang lainnya. So, mari kita lihat.
Mari kita tunggu narasumber kita yang kedua.
I'm fine.
That's good.
Tante, apa kabar?
I'm good. I'm very good, thank you. Alhamdulillah.
Wah, bahasa Inggrisnya lancar sekali. Aku insecure.
No. Don't be like that. No, I'm okay. Only little. Only can say little.
Thank you.
Do you have any question?
Sebelum aku mau minta tolong Tante kenalin diri dulu.
Okay, of course, you can. My name is Oma. All my friends call me with Oma. That is my nickname. I live in Australia for almost so many years, since 2001, which is almost 20 years.
Dari
Since
tahun
2001.
Dari tahun 1991 di Aussie.
No, 2001.
2000.
Which is, it's 20 years, isn't it? Almost 20 years. Yeah, 20
Tante.
years.
Oh, dari 2001 ya?
Iya.
Oh, 2001. Oh, dari 2001. Oke, lumayan. Oh, kira dari tahun 1092 gitu atau pokoknya 90.
Belum. Cuma baru-baru aja.
Aku langsung mulai aja ya, Tan.
Boleh, silakan.
How do you deal with homesickness, Auntie?
Well, I deal with from my experience is I manage to deal with homesickness, just trying to understand how the people live in here, and then to make friends and go out with friends. And then usually I will go to the library, to deal with homesickness, where in the library I will meet a lot of people from different background, and then I can feel it that I'm not the only one in here from different country, So that's what make me feel better, make me feel good,
Iya. Rindu sekali pastinya.
Of course. I will be very miss everyone from Jakarta. Yes. And I try to be positive with everything around me, so make me feel not lonely. Yes.
Pertanyaan selanjutnya itu, how do you deal with different culture when you are in Australia?
How to deal with the people from different culture?
Yes.
Sorry, yeah. Okay. Well, from my experience, I manage to understand, because in Australia we have people from different background, from different countries. It's so many nationality in here, and also people with different belief and the way how they live, you know. And then so what I do is I learn how to adapt people's way in here, and yes, towards to understanding towards their beliefs and norms of different cultures. Is that right? Correct? Is that the question is how do you deal with different cultures, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And then where is I like to talk someone from different culture and background.
Wow, perbedaan yang sungguh jauh sekali pastinya.
Yeah, of course. Because you want to speak in English or just Indonesian language?
Ini sebenarnya aku bahasa Inggris aku aja kayak kurang, jadi aku sedikit mengerti apa yang Tante bicarakan tadi. Sedikit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, no problem. Yes. Well, like I said, people in here, we have so many people from different country. The good thing is we can speak in English, so we know where they come from. You know, to get to know them, we just ask them, where are you coming from? You know, so
Yes.
what ethnic you coming from? You know.
Yes. Yeah. Mungkin Tante bisa ajarin aku bahasa Inggris.
I can only little.
Little. Enggak ada, soalnya dari tadi pas aku denger Tante bahasa Inggrisnya lancar banget. Nggak mungkin little. No.
Different.
And is there a festival in your country that is still being held today, Auntie? Festival apa yang sampai sekarang masih dilaksanakan dari tahun-tahun
Melaksanakan? Sebelum. Yeah, we have lots of festival in here. Lots of festivals, like the Sydney Festival, you know, Brisbane Festival, like the Where We Live, Mandurah Festival, and then it's so many festivals we still held, but during the COVID, you know, we have to, some festival they have to postpone until the next year because COVID, you know, so. But except the people who celebrate the, like what they call it in here, they have like religious festival. Religious festival only they did only for certain day and certain people who they can attend, you know, not in the big crowd, you know. I think because we have to manage with the corona, what's going on with happening right now with pandemic, you know.
Yes.
So like I said, some festival they have to postpone until next year.
Karena pandemi ini jadi kayak
Iya,
festival yang dilaksanakan juga orangnya di apa namanya
iya, iya.
dibatasin.
Cuma sedikit, ya, hanya dibatasin. Itu, and that's also if the lockdown already is, but during lockdown, no festival at all. I know it's very difficult situation right now, you know, very difficult situation, but at least now it's a lockdown is, and slowly we will be celebrate some sort of festival, you know.
Itu yang biasanya tiap tahun selalu ada itu festival yang itu.
Yeah, always, every year. Because COVID, then they have to postpone some sort of festival.
And so, do you know what the education system in Australia is like?
Yes, a little bit, a little bit, because I have two girls went to school. I have two girls who went to school. They started from kindergarten and then to year 6, which is the education in Australia is what I know broadly structures as follow: primary school, which is until 8 years, start from kindergarten through year 6 or 8. Yeah. And then the second one is secondary school, about 4 years, from year 9 until 10 year 10. And senior secondary, I think from year 9 till 10. Then year senior secondary school is about 2 years, from year 11 to year 12. So it is compulsory for children to have, commence school by the time they have turned age 6 years, you know. And they have tertiary education, which is include higher education and vocational education and training. They call it PET. It has been mandatory to all states and territories for students to complete what they call year 10 and participate full time in education training or employment until they are at least 17 years old. Okay, so for the Australian academic year itself begins in late January or early February for school students and runs to mid-December. Most schools have 3 or 4 terms a year.
Wow.
Wow. Yes.
Hampir rata-rata kayak berbasis internasional semua kan ya?
For the student, there is overseas student as well. yeah, they attend in primary school or they attend in university, you know. Yeah. They all international.
What is the etiquette of dress in your country? Are there any regulation in Australia?
If I say, if I want to say about ethics, how to dress, you know,
Yeah.
I think most of people in here very casual,
Ya,
you know,
kayak
very
semua negara
casual.
sama seperti sopan. Yang penting sopan
Yeah, yeah.
atau
Yes,
sama.
they, yeah, almost
Oh.
similar. Depends on how where you go to. Like if you go to business, you know,
Oh, yes.
normally people for the men normally they're wearing suit and ties and pants, you know, very nice. And then for women as well, normally they're wearing skirt and suit as well if they have formal business, you know. But other than that, everyone's wearing casual like auntie. Look, auntie wearing t-shirt or auntie will wearing jeans. That's what happened.
Oh, jadi sama aja seperti negara-negara lain, yang penting tahu tempat untuk berpakaian. Kirain
Depends
beda
on
itu.
where. No, depends on where, what occasion, you know. If people wants to go to dinner, normally they will wear very nice formal dress, you know. But again, some people they just wearing casual. Depends on the dinner itself. It's just casual or just formal. If the casual dinner, they just wearing whatever they want to wear, you know, t-shirt, jeans, you know. But
Yes.
if formal dinner, then they will wearing very nice clothes to wear. Very formal.
So, what is the difference in culture shock in Indonesia and the country you currently live in?
Okay. From auntie experience itself, a little bit culture shock, a little bit. But for auntie, I can adapt very well in here, you know. And but most of people almost similar how they live in here, almost similar, you know. Only the difference is what do you call it? Like in Indonesia, if we have gathering, you know, if we have gathering, lots of people coming in, yeah, whoever people. But in here, if we have gathering, we only invite only the closest on immediate family only. Usually like that, you know. But sometimes when we say we have friend, some people say, oh, we only have friend, but their friend only the one who they been together since they were little until grown up. That's all their friend, right? Which is for us, oh, friends, whoever we met just today, oh, that's become my friend. I met yesterday, oh, they become my friend, you know. So yes, that's the difference. But other than that, it's almost similar. For the food, except the food, you know. The food in here, if I want to talk about cultural, so different, you know, it's only the food. The food we had, we always have barbecue.
Karena susah untuk mencari makanan yang halal.
before, yes, not anymore. You can find halal food everywhere now. Before, yes, very hard to get, but now in everywhere you can find halal food or halal butcher.
Oh, berarti masih banyak gitu ya, walaupun tidak sebanyak di Indonesia.
Yes, yeah. I think in Indonesia everywhere you can find halal food, but in here, in certain place, but you can find.
Di Australia, are you there certain tradition that are practiced in Australia?
What is that telling?
Di Australia ada tradisi-tradisi tertentu nggak sih yang sampai sekarang masih di...
Oh, okay. Are there certain traditions that are practiced in Australia? Is that what you're gonna ask?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a certain practice tradition in Australia. It's like Aboriginal culture, tradition. They still have. Yes, they still what do you call, practice their tradition. Yeah.
Example.
For example, I can't remember what's the name of the. For example, like this, if we had some sort of ceremony, yeah, or we have some sport in sport or ceremony, when the beginning they always opening with traditional Aboriginal tradition to remember to the old ancestor. So to respect to the elders, you know, that is the tradition still practical in Australia. In school, in the school, in sport, in many events, we always have that practical tradition by Aboriginal people. Then we will, then we can continue to the next event.
Okay, thank you, Tante.
You're welcome. Untung deh Tante bisa itu masih bisa online ya. Barusan Tante udah ini gimana ini? Karena semalam Tante baru install Zoom ya. Baru kali ini Tante pakai Zoom. Biasanya yang lainnya Tante nggak pakai Zoom biasanya Tante kalau bicara.
Soalnya kalau Bu pakai WhatsApp, aku nggak bisa nge-recordnya.
Oh iya. Kalau ini kan bisa ya?
Tante Aussie di Aussie Sydney-nya atau di mana?
Ya, di Sydney-nya. Ya.
Wow.
Yes. Karena kita ada berapa state ya? Kita New South Wales, Sydney. Kalau negara bagian Victoria itu Melbourne. Negara bagian Queensland itu kan Brisbane ya, kotanya. Negara bagian uh, Northern Territory itu Darwin, negara bagian Australia Barat, Perth, negara bagian what do you call it, Adelaide, South Australia Selatan itu Adelaide. Ya, tante ada di negara bagian New South Wales, which is in Sydney. Jadi itu ada beberapa state. Jadi New South Wales state kita.
Benar-benar di kotanya.
Not in the city. We just around about 45 minutes probably from here to the city, to Sydney City. We just outside, but we still part of Sydney. Masih bagian Sydney Barat ya. Maksudnya Sydney Barat.
Bukan benar-benar di Sydney kotanya apa sih kayak
Enggak. Di Jakarta gitu. Kalau kita kayak di Indonesia mungkin saya tinggal di Cibubur misalnya kayak gitu. Ya. Kalau di sini kita tinggalnya di luar Sydney. Maksudnya kita memang masih di Sydney, negara masih Sydney Baratnya.
Tante
Cuma
dekat
sekitar
perkebunan gitu.
Enggak. Kalau untuk ke perkebunan, biasanya kita drive sekitar 2,5 jam, 3 jam, 1 jam, tergantung perkebunan apa dulu. Karena di sini kan ada perkebunan, banyak perkebunannya, ada ya cherry gitu. Terus ada apel. Yang terdekat dari tante sih cuma 1 jam lah. Kalau perkebunan apel gitu ya. Pertanian apel. Itu sekitar 1 jam kalau dari tante. Tapi kalau benar-benar mau yang lebih besar-besar ya kurang lebih 4 jam, 3 jam. Kalau yang pengen besar sekali, yang luas gitu ya. Harus keluar dulu, keluar dari kota sini dulu.
Kan di Sydney itu ada kayak tempat wisata apa tuh yang bentuknya kayak keong gitu tuh.
Oh, I see. Opera House?
Dari rumah tante itu berapa lama?
Ya sekitar segitu saya, 45 menit, kurang lebih 45 menit kalau kita bawa naik kereta ya, naik kereta. Tapi kalau kita bawa mobil mungkin sekitar 30 menit, kurang lebih 30 menit.
Wah, lumayan
Kalau
dekat.
naik kereta kurang 45 menit, deket aja, lurus-lurus aja. Cuma dekatnya di sini 30 menitnya di sini mungkin jauh ya. Kalau di Indonesia 30 menit cuma dari mana? Dari Cibubur kemana tuh?
Cibubur ke Margonda. Gak nyampe.
gitu ya.
Malah pasti macet juga. Soalnya kan Indonesia
Macet ya. Ya, macet.
Apalagi di bagian Margondanya kan. Tuh, macet banget.
Iya. Itulah bedanya. Kalau di sini kita macetnya sedikit, masih jalan gitu. Enggak sama macetnya di Indonesia sama macetnya di sini.
Beda jauh. Kalau di sana mungkin macet karena lampu merah.
Enggak juga. Kadang-kadang orang pulang kerja atau orang mau berangkat kerja, biasanya begitu. Cuma macetnya. Tapi masih bergerak lah.
Thank you Tante udah mau aku wawancarain.
Nah, gimana guys? Video yang tadi wawancara aku sama Tante Omah tadi, menurut kalian gimana? Seru kan? Nah, maaf banget nih ya guys, bahasa Inggris aku emang bisa dibilang parah banget. kayak nggak, bukan kayak emang nggak bisa bahasa Inggris, makanya tadi rada lola gitu ya, padahal harusnya 2001 tapi aku malah bilang 1991. Emang nih otak agak mudeng ya, maaf ya. Terus apalagi pronunciation bahasa Inggris aku tuh kurang banget, jadi maafin aja ya. So sekian dari aku, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.